this afternoon so we let you understand our position on the judgments of Justice Sika Aprioku on a matter instituted by former Secretary of the party, Sam Etetegwung, against the National Chairman of the APC, for which the Caretaker Committee of the APC in Rivers State was also joined. I'd like to say to you that it's not a surprise to us that the judge took that voyage, the voyage to perdition. In law and in what we know about the judiciary, when a case of bias is raised against a trial judge before the matter commences, what the trial judge does is to recuse, R-E-C-U-S-E, you can look it up, to recuse himself from the matter. In other words, he would have said, look, I wash my hands off, just like Pontius Pilate washed his hands off on a matter that concerned Jesus Christ. Because we are alleged that he was biased. And he didn't even hide it, to pretend as though he didn't see our petition. In court, the secretary of the party, Chief Eric Webane, was spotted by the judge and asked to stand up, and he stood up. And the judge, in an open court, told him, you people went and wrote petition against me. You people should know that I'm human, though. He told the party secretary in court, in an open court, that I wrote a petition. In other words, he had acknowledged that there was a petition against him, that the matter should not be, that he shouldn't try the matter, that he was already cited. And in course of the proceedings, the senior advocate of Nigeria, who represented the party, also showed to him a certified true copy, an acknowledged copy of the petition that was written against him. And he continued. He said he wasn't going to respect it. Reason is that, don't forget, that's why I was asking about Orwell. Orwell had captured, and rightly too, in my press briefing in Abuja, I said that Justice Sika Aprioku was contracted for a hatchet job against the PDP. Have people forgotten that I said so? Yes. So are we not justified in what we said initially? We were not. What I don't do in life is I don't know how to blackmail. When I say a thing about a particular person, I have reasons to say it, and I have the facts and figures to buttress whatever I say. There are some persons who were part of the plot ab initio. Some persons who were part of the subterranean schemes, those who spoke with him behind closed doors and agreed with him that his business was whether or wedance. I'm sorry to use that word, but I want you people to understand that the judgment that he will deliver will be such that will embarrass the party at the national. And luckily, some of those people too had come back to us to tell us that there's nothing in this world that we will do, that the judge will give judgment, looking at the law, that there's nothing we can do. Now, what is the issue? What was the case? The case was that some person alleged that they were illegally removed from offices, and that the National Working Committee had no powers to do so. And the party sent a legal representation to say, look, there's a section of the law, the Constitution, that says NEC, because they also agree that it is only NEC, National Executive Committee of the party, that can do so. That there is a section that says that NEC can cede her powers to the National Working Committee, because NEC does not sit regularly. It is the National Working Committee that is involved in the day-to-day running of the party. And so because NEC does not sit regularly, the NEC cedes her powers to the National Working Committee to ensure that the party is smooth sailing in all the states. It was the National Working Committee who, looking at the petitions and all the judgment of courts, that proved that Emeka Beke, Sam Sam Etetegwung, and all that went to court to challenge it, were actually involved in anti-party activities. I didn't lobby to be chairman of Caretaker. None of my members lobbied. I had a job, so I had no business. I don't know. So the party, in their wisdom, decided to lay off, to dissolve an ESCO that has been proven to have been anti the party in all the activities. That's how we emerged. Now, there are plethora of judgments of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has said many times and again, and I'll leave you to those investigations, that it is within the purview, the presence of the party, to decide their day-to-day running and affairs, and had warned courts to refrain from delving into intra-party matters, because, and of course, that it is not the court that will decide for the party who their chairman is. It's everywhere. It's not secret. Supreme Court judgment. I refer you to the one not too long ago. Igwe Aguma was thrown up as chairman of APC by court. The other group, what's the name? Appealed at the Court of Appeal and up to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, no, you are not. Because the party is supreme. That is the phrase, that the party is what? Supreme. So that no court has a right to do. And in fact, the Supreme Court had even went further to say that if you do not find comfort and convenience in the decision of the party as a member, that you have an option. And that option is that you leave the party. That is the judgment of the Supreme Court. And our lawyer, our senior advocate, was able to, in his exertions, he raised these issues clearly. That because the judge, I have noted before now, and I'm justified for what we said, because we had our facts and figures, because the judge was already sided, the judge had already been paid to do the hatchet job, decided to go the other way. But it's not a problem, not so much of a problem. It is court of first instance. This is court of what? First instance. This matter may travel to the Supreme Court. So I want to say to you, members of the fourth estate of the realm, be calm. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be too judgmental. Be rest assured that we are up and about, we are equal to the task. They have even made their matters worse. If the judge remembered the fact that he was dealing with somebody like me that has the capacity to escalate this matter to the high heavens, he will run away. He should have run away. He would have told them, look, I have integrity. Because he can't toy with me. It's not possible. It's just practically impossible. Because they made attempts at me to bring money. And I said, no, look at the law. Look at the law. What is more to say to you, gentlemen of the press, is the fact that the matter in court, which the judge had gone ahead to do what he did, to justify the money that he was given, had become academic. Those who went to court, they went to court to contest my appointment. We had passed that. Have I not given you another letter of my reappointment? So they should go back and argue that one. That other one is already academic, is already stale. Is it not correct? I have a new order. I have a new letter, appointment letter. Didn't I show to you? I will give you copies now before you go. Fine. So you can print it from there. Or if you like, I've asked them to go and print it. I will give to you so that you have it as your own what? As your own defense. So that which they were contesting is already gone with the medievals. They should now go and contest my reappointment. So I want to assure you, gentlemen of the press, that, and also to assure our teaming supporters, that we are aware of the hand of the monkey inside the soup. We know. We know. But can they psychologize us into docility? The answer is no. Capital what? No. We are wiser. Much, much wiser than they think. The judgment was arrested. Arrested. The judge had prepared, though he wanted to see the judge, had prepared a judgment for 9 o'clock, but they arrested the judgment. They said, no, you must bring it to the government house so that we read and see what you have written. Are you not aware that from 7 a.m., a matter that for them was coming up by 12, the security people had cordoned off the place. Security had cordoned off the court. That will give you a signal that, they had decided on what to do. Who cares? I didn't even bother to send anybody there. I didn't bother to. Because I already knew. When you know the end from the beginning, why do you bother yourself? So, but they should know that we will meet at the Philippi. At the Philippi. Not be so? We're not kids. So we will challenge whatever they have done at the Court of Appeal. This is Court of First Instance. Thereafter, they or us will go back to the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court will decide. So say, oh, Ibrahim Umar that you will know, travel to the Supreme Court. Was it not correct? It was Supreme Court that settled it. And I'm saying that to you, that there are legion, a barrage, a plethora, a myriad of Supreme Court judgments talking about intra-party matter, that the court should have restrained herself from it, because that it is not within their purview, it is not within their jurisdiction. So that's why I invited you, to let you know that, to confirm to you, at least now, you have confirmed what we said. And to tell my party, tell members of the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State to remain focused, to remain committed when the business of rebuilding our political party that became almost a social club. And that is what the opposition does not want to agree with. I hear they were contending, they were fighting, that I said I congratulated PDP for their seamless, peaceful, successful Congress. For crying out loud, that is how politics is played. We are not enemies. Okay? We have different political ideologies. Not a problem. But if you recall, if they are sensible and sensitive, they would have seen the last word I raised. I said that you shouldn't forget, it shouldn't be lost on them, that a time will come when we shall also clash. Look at what I said. That's why when some of the stations didn't capture that side, I said I won't pay. I won't respect it. I said to them, they should look at what Nigeria Info did. They should look at what Love FM did. I said, we will meet at the Philippi. All right? They will commended them. There was no fight. We didn't hear people tearing clothes, tearing materials and all that. And we said that it is a reason, it is a testament to the fact that the preponderance of PDP members who on the other side, just as the APC, were not the reason for the political crisis in Rivers State. Those who are the reason for the political crisis in Rivers State know themselves. Has it not shown now? Has it not shown? If PDP was in disarray, we would have heard that in Obiabo, for instance, where I come from, that the Congress was marred by irregularities and violence and all that. Not even one LGA. It means, of course, that they are good. They are intact. So who are those who are causing problems? Because the entire problem in Rivers State is Governor Similalaye, I hope I called the name correctly, versus Similalaye Fubara. It's a war, the crisis, political crisis. And under what? Under the PDP. So if their fear is that we are opposing them, they are just starting. If we are doing 100, if we are accelerating 100, now we'll be accelerating 180. So we're on a faster speed. The truth of the matter is that a government that is in ICU, we must condemn. Rivers State is in ICU. That is the position. We'll appeal against an ill-fated, arrested judgment. It is so unfortunate that in Rivers State, in this state, the judiciary had turned themselves to some kind of pawn in the hands of a governor who is clueless. The judiciary had become Governor Fubara's supermarket in Rivers State. He goes to any of the judges to buy any order, even when there is an order by a court of coordinate jurisdiction. Now, let's take this thing. I will not. Our party is law-abiding. Otherwise, we would have said that we are in the era of disobedience to court orders in Rivers State. But we won't go that route. We will challenge, my party will challenge this judgment that will not even stand the test of time. Even a small child will overturn it. The rule and what is right there is intra-party matter. Court, remove your hand. What have they done? They have delved into intra-party matter to decide for the party who their chairman is. And I know that the party will say no to it. So what's my worry? And what is more is the fact that I didn't bring myself. I didn't contest election with Emeka Beke. No. So it's not an issue of parallel whatever. No. The party found them culpable. The party found them in error of anti-party. Do we still remind us what happened in Rivers State and the activities of Emeka Beke and this? Was I the one that suspended them? No. Members of their state working committee met and said, look, you derailed us. For that matter, we have suspended you. And they went to court under a Ferebo then. They went to court, and court established that they were actually wrong. So all of these contradictions were the reason why the party took a decision they took. So now the matter goes back to the party. That decision they said they took, that a judge here who was bribed, paid a lot of money to do what he wanted, what they wanted him to do, and for whom I refused to pay because they made attempts at me. Let me tell you the other side of it. The lawyer who stood for Emeka Beke and his group is my friend and brother. Emeka Beke. Emeka Beke is loyal to Sika Aprioku. When we wrote the petition against Sika Aprioku, the person that responded, that replied to our letter, our petition, was Emeka Beke on behalf of Sika Aprioku, the judge. And he's standing against us in the court of his client, being the judge. So, I mean, let me ask you, can we possibly get judgment? So will the judge now give judgment against Emeka Beke, who is his own lawyer, who has been defending him? That's where we are, gentlemen. It's a matter that will be appealed upon, right? So I don't want to place the cat before the horse. But don't forget, let me remind you that there is a court order which they have not vacated. That matter was instituted by Eferebo, who was then the acting chairman of APC. That order, or that judgment as it were, ousted Emeka Beke and his ESCO. Okay? So, that order has not been vacated. It's there. And our judge, our lawyer showed it to the court, brought the judgment before the court to say this is what it is. If a judge wants to do a thing, he will latch on anything he likes to do. He forgot, of course, that the Supreme Court says, don't interfere in intra-party matter. That should have been their takeoff. Should have been their Bible. Don't interfere in intra-party matter. But that's what they're interfering. The party will address the issues, not me.
Have you taken? Huh?